Farro con fagioli, ceci e cozze. A great dish. It's sort of a kind of a tossed salad, but it's mussels. Imagine mussels with their delicious juice, tossed with farro, cooked cannellini beans, and cooked ceci beans. So all of this cooks all these different beans, plus mussels in there, and it is delicious. But in order to reconstitute the dry beans, you soak them overnight. So here we have the dry ceci that you buy in your store, and here is the ceci bean after it has been soaked in water overnight. You see how plump it gets, and it is ready to be cooked. Here is the cannellini bean. Again, dry from the store as you buy it. Here is the cannellini bean, the same bean after it's been soaked for 24 hours. It has taken in the water, and it has sort of reconstituted itself. And here is the farro, the dry farro, and here, after it's been soaked overnight. So these are the three that we are going to cook. We're gonna begin with the ceci that takes the longest. That's the garbanzo. We gotta put plenty of water because the ceci beans have to cook about a half an hour before we add the cannellini beans. And then together they have to cook another half hour before we add the farro. But to flavor all of this, let's add some carrots, some onion, celery, and tomatoes. A little peperoncino. You know, I like a little bit of spice, a little bit of olive oil. We cover this and let it boil for 30 minutes, and then we'll add the cannellini beans. In the hot summer heat, all you need is a bright, refreshing drink. So let's cool down as the southern Italians do. Chin chin. I am here in Andria, Puglia, right underneath of the Castello del Monte, with a dear friend and the director of the Burrata di Andria, Francesco Menea. Bene, Francesco. Che bellezza che abbiamo qui, eh?
Welcome, Lidia.
Thank you, thank you. This certainly will welcome anybody to the table. So, Francesco, tell us a little bit about the burrata. How is it made?
Burrata is born around 1930.
1930s.
Near Castel del Monte. Cheesemaker Lorenzo Bianchino, per non sprecare il latte, una idea to create...
So every good product has a real story, a happening. So this story is that Lorenzo Bianchino from this area was caught up in a storm with his sheep, and he didn't want to waste the milk. So he came up with this bright idea how to store the milk. So tell us.
To preserve the milk, they create a bag of pasta filata, like a mozzarella.
This little pouch that you see is pasta filata. But then he made this little pouch, and he took the extra pasta,
yes,
and he shredded it. And he took those shreds and soaked them in cream. And then he stuffed them in here, in this little pouch.
Yes, Burrata di Andria è un'eccellenza gastronomica, ma anche un'eccellenza culturale.
So, let's dig in. You show me how.
Okay.
Like
you can see, the stracciatella.
It's flowing out,
okay,
yeah. And would you put the oil now?
Oh, yes.
So I am going to do what you did. So just you cut into it. It is. Now, should I pour a little bit of oil, or would you just a little bit?
Yes, you can use
just
olive oil
just
at this moment. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And would you eat a taralli with it, or?
Or bread.
I want a bread. Okay.
Okay.
So, Francesco, would this be breakfast, lunch, dinner? What would this be?
You can use Burrata di Andria in this moment of the journey. Only one limit.
Okay.
This is the fantasia dello chef. Chef fantasy.
So he said it's only
yes,
one limit. And the limit is how limited is the fantasy of the chef. We have no limits.
No.
Delicious. It is creamy. At the same time, it has the texture.
Yes, yes.
So, Francesco, I bought here some lemonade, But just lemons here are so great, a simple lemonade. I hope you enjoy it. And
Enjoy.
Chin Chin, thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you.
Let's check on the ceci, on the garbanzo beans. They're cooking nicely. Let's see. Okay, yeah. Let's add to that the cannellini beans, just like that. This will cook for another half hour, and I think it might need a little bit of water to cook, just like that. And we'll let that cook away for another half hour, and then we'll add the farro. Traveling Italy, towns are in the most precarious spaces. The heel of Italy, you go Polignano Mare. The town is hanging over the sea, and it's just beautiful. So I think the charm of Italy is specifically that. You know, that bustling middle town, and then you have the beach, the sea, or you have the river, or you have the mountains, the countryside. That's the beauty of Italy. Now let's check what the beans are doing. All right, a little more. Let's add the farro. Okay, it's gonna need a little bit more water. And let that cook. And you know, dried figs is such a big tradition all over Italy. And we just eat them like that. Or, as in the south of Italy's done, they stuffed them with almonds. So you cut it in a four like that. You have a toasted, blanched almond, and you just put it in there. And you dip it in some melted chocolate, just like that. And you let it dry. Just gonna check the farro, mix it a little bit. And then mussels on top of it with their juices. This is gonna be delicious. I'm gonna finish the figs, and we're gonna be ready to finish the farro, beans, and ceci combination. I was in Polignano Mare, the heel of Italy, and you know, this sandwich shop, should we say, pescaria. So this mega sandwich with anchovy mayonnaise, some broccoli di rape, some ricotta, and on top, you see sticking out this crispy tentacles of fried octopus. It certainly is to feed and to satisfy the contemporary diner. Beach town food, it really is a scene down there. So let's see how the beans, the farro, everything is doing. I'm just gonna leave it uncovered, let it cook away a little bit longer while I prepare the mussels. We're gonna put some olive oil, some garlic, just that. Swirl around a little bit, put the mussels right in there. Noisy bunch, huh? But, and wine. Let's put parsley, let's cover it. The mussel will open, and we have some more time. Let's do something together. How about a little vocabulary? Okay, coltello, knife. Forchetta, fork. And cucchiaio, coltello, forchetta, and cucchiaio. Prezzemolo, parsley. Formaggio. So, if you got those 5, you're okay for today. So let's see how everything is doing. That's getting at the right consistency. Look at these mussels. They're done. All I want them is to open up for me. Let me. Okay, just dump them in there. So I'm looking at this. I think all the beans, the farro, everything is cooked. And, you know, I like it a little soupy. So let's take some just for the decoration. That's just an empty shell. You see how nice and plump and juicy? That's how you want them. If you cook them longer, then they become all shriveled up. That's no good. Okay. Nice, juicy one for decoration. Okay. So here we are. Let's put this right into. And again, you don't want to cook it too much because the mussels get tough. I need salt. I need peperoncino. Lots of parsley. I need a little bit of oil the last minute. I want to put a little bit for myself too. I don't want a mussel. Okay, that looks good. So, so we have some chopped parsley there, but I think a little decoration on top. So what do you serve it with? A fork or a spoon? I think a spoon is, let me taste this. There's a smoothness from the beans, from the cecis, from the mussels. It's just clean and delicious flavors. And so are the figs. So I want to invite you. Do come. And you know, as I always say, tutti a tavola a mangiare. Come and join me.